pretty bad everywhere. So very grateful to have a job.
Okay, ready, right in front.
Hello, I'm Nils from Norway.
We met. Hello.
Yes, we have.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. You were newly divorced, and I was wondering if, or how would it be to go to Norway and try and find the man who drinks?
I see. That's really funny. Yeah, nice. Because I was about to be like, I'm not going to talk about that. I don't know. I've never been to Norway, so I'll say that.
Would you like to come and try?
I'm sorry.
Would you like to come and try and find a man?
Well, I'm not. I'm not going to rule out any possibilities, but I'm not really shopping right now for.
Okay.
I'm just going to stick to Monte Carlo at the moment. But thanks. Keep the door open.
Okay, Benny.
Catherine from the UK.
Yeah.
Firstly, have you picked up any helpful medical knowledge from playing Addison? And also, what are your passions away from work?
People ask that a lot about if I picked up any. I really haven't. It's really strange. I mean, I know like preeclampsia. I know these certain terms, but I honestly don't really retain much of it because we're memorizing lines so much and all the time that I don't. I mean, although secretly I will admit that there are times when I think, in a pinch, maybe I could deliver a baby. You
don't self-diagnose or anything?
No, I don't. I'm not a fan. I don't like going to hospitals. I don't like going to doctors. I actually am a big fan of alternative medicine, and so I'm not obsessed with that. I'm lucky. I'm pretty healthy. I'm not so interested. I mean, it's fascinating all the cases, but I don't. I'm not really interested. And then what was the other question?
Your passions away from work.
I love reading. When I'm not, during the year, I usually don't have any time to read books, except if it's a short story or just, I'm a big fan of this magazine called The Week, which I love because it's, got a little bit of everything in there. So when I'm off, I love reading, traveling, hiking, I don't know. I feel like I should always have something more interesting to say. Like, well, it's interesting that jet skiing, rappelling. No, I don't know. I don't have any James Bond things to say, but yeah, pretty simple. Hanging out with friends.
Okay, right in the back here on the left.
Hi, it's Emma from the UK, and about the series, Addison and Pete seem to have a bit of a sort of long-going thing going on. Do you think it will be a bit like moonlighting, that they'll have their other relationships but eventually always come back to each other?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've asked almost, that same question to Shonda and stuff like, and I think Tim and I both are like, all right, come on, when's it gonna happen? Like, but I don't know. I do, but I just love having scenes with him. I love playing with him. I mean, I love everyone on the show, and I know that one of the things we're going to see more in this next season is I think the writers and Shonda have felt like, hey, we have this great ensemble, this base cast of 8 characters. Let's see how they interact and work with each other more than necessarily bringing in lots of other. I mean, there'll be other guests, of course, and recurring, but just to sort of play out relationships that we haven't seen, like the friendship between Sam and Addison I love that too, and we want to see more of that, and I rarely have scenes with Paul Edelstein who plays Cooper, how is that gonna, so sort of finding the other dynamics within the characters in the show, and I'm sure that includes Tim, but I don't know what's gonna happen with that.
Okay, right up here in the front again.
In the series, the doctor's personal lives always affect on the patients. So I was wondering, because you said that you don't like doctors yourself going there, have you had any bad experiences or similar experiences that, oh my God, what that doctor is doing?
Oh, no, I mean, there's nothing that, no, it's not that I don't like doctors. I have huge respect for doctors, so let me say that. I'm just, I don't know if it's as you get older, you're like, you know what? I'd rather not, I just want to be healthy, and I'm not sort of obsessed. I mean, I see, and I think particularly because I'm on a set, I've been doing it for 4.5, almost 5 years or something now, playing a doctor, so the last thing I want to do is really go to a real hospital and hang out with, doctors.
Okay, right up here.
Hello. Very basic question, because in France we're still waiting for season 1. So,
But you haven't seen season 1?
nope, not yet.
Oh, okay.
So for Grey's Anatomy's fan, if I had to say to Grey's Anatomy's fan that your show is a spin-off of Grey's Anatomy, but it's different, what would you say to this fan about what's in common between the two shows and what's different that makes Private Practice a different show?
Okay, that's great. Well, first of all, let me ask you, are you guys going to air season 1 and 2 together?
No idea.
Maybe, I guess.
Yes.
You don't know, okay, probably, because the first season's only 9 episodes, so you'll probably air them both together. It's different in the sense that, well, it's similar in the sense that it's an ensemble show, just like Grey's. It's different, it's sort of like whereas Grey's Anatomy deals with doctors that are just, mostly starting their careers, they're interns, they're like kids sort of stumbling and finding their way. Private Practice deals with people that are established doctors that sort of have chosen to work together in a medical co-op, and it brings about ultimately, it's a show that's more about medical ethics and issues that come up in cases, and how the doctors work together, how they argue and disagree about all these cases. And then there's also still surgery and all of that, but it's also not, Grey's Anatomy is pretty much confined to the hospital, or maybe Joe's bar or whatever, maybe a couple of scenes randomly at their apartments. But Private Practice, really, it's set in LA. So the city becomes sort of one of the characters. So you have a lot more scenes that are on location, sort of taking in the vibe of the city. Yeah.
All right, we just have time for one last question. It's right back here.
Hi, Danny from Holland. Many of your co-stars describe you as hysterically funny. Do you still make prank phone calls? And secondly, who, in your opinion, cracks the best joke on set?
Oh,
And I heard that you sing. You have a funny voice that you sing to Audrey, apparently.
it's so funny. It's weird. Okay, you said that. I just remember I had a dream about it last night. Weird. Okay. I'll come back now. Here I am. Just you say you're like, oh, I just dreamt about it. Well, I fake sing. I'm not a good singer at all. No, I think I'm gonna sing. I'm gonna chill. No, I am not. I can't really sing. I mock sing. Because Audra, of course, is Audra McDonald, and she is the most amazing voice. She's a trained opera singer. So I joke with her a lot that we should cut an album together of like Christmas songs or something. And so we amuse each other, or I amuse her, I think, when I sing to her. But everyone has a really great sense of humor on set. Taye Diggs is probably one of the funniest people I know, and it's, I think, also because most people would never suspect that, because he's Taye Diggs, he's like a stone cold fox, and he's pretty serious, and he's actually one of the funniest people that I know.
And the prank phone calls?
Prank phone calls. I used to make a lot of prank phone calls. You really can't anymore. I mean, I am 41, it'd be a little like pathetic, but I totally would still, except that you can, there's caller ID and things like that, so I can't.
But at the same time, you have this lighter side, but you also have a more serious side because you campaigned for Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Oh, well, that was like the opportunity of a lifetime. That was probably, it's been the most seminal experience in my life, and I think in our country's life too. I mean, it's a time in politics where I truly believe that our country was on the edge of complete disaster. And so, fortunately, I mean, unfortunately there was a writer's strike, but fortunately for me, I had the time to go and campaign, and I went all over, and even when I went back to work, I still campaigned, because I felt it was imperative, to our future and the future of the world, to get him elected. So, and I'm thrilled that worked out. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.